chopper inbound. Friendly SATCOM active. IMS ready for deployment.
Capture the objectives.
What's good, folks? It's your boy cyph the Jedi, aka the illest black Jedi since Mace Windu. And what is good, people? I'm back. And I decided to do a little something different this go around because I'm bored. Anyway, this commentary I decided to put up only because of the last couple of commentaries my boy Ryan Cohen put up. And like in his comment section, I told him like for every video he puts up, because his New Year's resolution was to put up a video like once a week and live stream. So I told him for every video he puts up, I match him tit for tat. So this is the start of things to come. So if he puts up a video weekly, I'm putting up at least one video weekly. So, and his second commentary, I'll get to that when I get to that. But the topic I want to talk about for the first part of his first commentary was he was saying his New Year's resolution, of course, was to live stream and put up a video once a week. And I was like, cool, I'm going to hold you to that. And I realized, as I was watching a lot more videos around the holidays, a lot of YouTubers were talking about how they don't make New Year's resolutions because, they never keep them. Or people don't make New Year's resolutions because they don't keep them. And I'm like, that in turn falls on who you surround yourself with. Like, if your circle isn't tight, or they're not willing to look out for you, then every time you go to make, a New Year's resolution, or you're going to say you're going to do something, they're not going to hold you to it, accountable to that. Like, Ryan Conan and Lakers, those are my homeboys going through. Like, they've been looking out for me, like, since day one. I say I was going to do something, they would always let me, hey, Cyph, it's good. You said you was going to do it. What you doing? I said I was going to post a video. Hey, yo, Cyph, where that video at? You said you going to post it, man. You got that data, you don't never record. That's my Ryan Conan voice. But, like, because I surround myself with people who are going to, like, hold me accountable to what I say and, follow through on that, I have good friends, you know what I mean? And they look out for me, and they're going to hold me accountable for it. So it's a matter of who you surround yourself with. Who are you willing to tell what you want to do, and are they going to hold you accountable for that? But the second commentary that Ryan Cohen put up that I want to talk about, he's talking about an embarrassed moment where he's fucking with this chick. Got to put in a situation. And it got me to thinking, like, I don't really have, well, I got one embarrassing moment, but I'll say that for, like, another time. But, like, a lot of my first times with chicks were weird. Like, that's what it got me to eventually. Was simply because it was always in the wintertime, it was always fucking cold outside, and 90% of the time it was in the backseat of my car. Like, very rarely were my first times with girls in a bed. So, like, this one particular story sticks out the most because it was weird to me. Like, it probably wasn't that weird, but, like, when I go back and think on the story, it was funny as hell, too. So, like, me and my homeboy, like, were talking one day. He was like, yo, I know this girl, you need to holler at her. I wasn't dating nobody at the time. It was like, it's whatever. So, he hooked me up. We start talking. She's bad as fuck, and she's great to talk to. I'm talking, she was half black, half Asian, thick in all the right places. Beautiful. So, eventually I hit her up. I was like, yo, what you doing this weekend? She was like, nothing. Like, trying to go out? She was like, yeah. So, we go hit the mall, whatever. We kicking it. We get some food. We go we go to the bookstore. We were going to see a movie. She changed her mind because none of the movies she wanted to see were in theaters anymore. So, we just ended up hanging out. I mean, it got close to that time for me to take her back home. And, she hit her folks up, made sure she could stay out a little later. She was like, I'm not ready to go back home. So I was like, where are you trying to go? So she was like, there's this park over by her house. Let's just go hang out there and talk. Cool. So, we hit the park. We're chilling. I got the heat on blast. It's fucking in the single digits and cold. And, it was good conversation. We were talking, we discussed all our likes, dislikes that we had discussed before, we got to why I picked a particular book when I was buying a book. And I explained to her my reasoning, and in the process of explaining to her and then showing her the books that he had already came out with that I've already read that were in the book, she reaches over and grabs at the little guy. And I'm just like, yeah, I like it. She ain't serious. Next thing I know, she unzips the pants, goes to work. I was like, okay. And it wasn't a matter of like, I didn't want to do it. It was more so my car at the time was small as fuck. I mean, like, I could barely move back. I could move my front seat, make it touch the back seat, and still reach the pedals. That's how small my car was. And I'm only 5'10", so it's not like I'm a huge dude. And so, you know, after a while, she's like, yeah, she wants it. So we hop in the back seat, and probably the most awkward sex ever, but it was still good. Like, she still got the D. But it was hard finding positioning in the backseat of my car. Cause, like I said, I'm 5'10". She was like maybe 5 foot even at the most. So she's a tiny girl, and we're just in the backseat of my car trying to make this work. So like, car's shaking, we're getting it in. And then after a while, I know that, of course, you see headlights passing through. It's nighttime. And I don't think anything of it until I notice a pair of headlights come up directly behind me. We literally just finished. Just finished. A pair of headlights come up behind me. So I'm like, somebody's parking their car, whatever. Because there's houses little ways across the street. So, I'm putting clothes, getting presentable again. Big ass light in the back of my window. Fuck. 5-0. And, it was crazy because, like, she was completely dressed. I was almost there. I had literally just gotten the pants back on the waist. And I'm like, well, fuck, I can't make it obvious by trying to button my pants. So I don't move, right? Like, I was like, don't move. We're just going to pretend like we're sitting back here talking. Knock comes on the window. I'm like, roll down the back window. I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, can you step out the car for a minute? I was like, well, fuck my life. Because my pants are buttoned. I'm pretty sure it smells like straight sex in the car. But whatever. So I step out the car, and I'm literally standing there bow-legged trying to keep my pants up. And he's like, what's going on? I was like, nothing. We're just sitting out here talking. And he's like, well, we got some calls from neighbors, like multiple neighbors. And it's like, really? And then it dawned on me. Black male, middle of the night, white neighborhood. Yeah, of course they called the cops. Everybody and their mother called the cops. Only because they were like, they seen this car and they don't recognize it. So I'm like, does everybody know everybody in this neighborhood? And it's like, hey, there's a strange ass hacker Integra out here. He doesn't belong. And so, me and the cop get to talking, and this is a white guy, and he actually was really cool. He was just like, come on, man, what's going on? So I told him, I was like, look, we was out on a date. She wasn't ready to go home. Her folks is home, so it wasn't like we can go there. She just wanted to hang out here. So he was like, y'all fucking? I was like, pretty much, because it's not like we could do it in the house. So, he laughed it off. He was just like, look, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to arrest you or anything. I'm just going to give you a small ticket. It wasn't even major. It's like $50. I wasn't stressing. I'm going to give you this small ticket and take her home, bro. Just don't get caught out here. I was like, cool. So I ended up taking her home, and, I paid the ticket. But like I said, it was weird because it was our first, and this has happened multiple times. Not with the cops, but just first times just popping off in the backseat of the car. It just happens that way. And I'll save another story for another time. That's pretty much going to be it for me. This is your boy, cyph the Jedi, and I'm out.
Enemy SATCOM spotted. SATCOM uplink enabled.